So how you doing?
I'm hanging. I'm doing good. I'm in Florida. We've got nice weather here. I'm chilling.
Yeah, good, good. I've seen you a few times last year. So I saw you in New York, in Queens. I saw
Oh, okay.
you in Manhattan just a couple months ago.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we still kicking.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's good to see you healthy and looking good, man. You look great.
Thanks, bro.
All right, so let's first of all let's talk about this. No, you know what? I'm gonna start off with my beef with you. I got a beef with you.
What's that beef?
No, you wanna know what my beef is?
What's
My,
that?
my beef is Atomic Dog. You made a song for
For the
those
cues.
cues.
Yeah, and what you alpha?
Yeah, you, you should have made one for us, man.
I thought flashlight was gonna be yours.
Oh, that's okay. Flashlight was that's okay. I'm gonna tell the bros. That's for
Yeah,
us.
that's what was happening.
Okay, all right, no doubt, man. No, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, they made me honorary cue.
Yeah. I felt a way about it, but I understood it. And I respect it. I understood it, and it's all good.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Yeah. We got you though. We got you.
Thank you. So, all right, so let's just jump right on into let's first of all talk about some of the things you're doing now. You have Avon Elementary is opening a room for you. Can you tell us a little bit about the room and what it'll entail for these
Well,
students?
I just know that they're doing it in my honor, but I'm so proud of that because that's where I actually started the group in Avon Avenue School. We were
Oh,
like we were like 14, 15 years old, 13, even about that when 1956 or 7. Yeah, that's when we started the group. We used to practice in the playground there. When we doo-wopping, singing, just singing. The band came from Plainfield, but the singers came from Newark.
okay. I didn't know that detail.
And that's the first place I seen kids come to school with instruments. They taught music in school then.
Right.
Kids would come to school with their violins and their little horns, and so that where we started the group at, and to come back there and as an honor is really an honor to me. And coming out to Plainfield is really an honor because that's why I had a barbershop out there, and I used to have a lot of kids, and always had a lot of kids, the next generation hanging around. So they end up being the Funkadelic, Bernie Worrell, Eddie Hazel, Billy Nelson, Tal Ross. They ended up being Funkadelic.
Right.
So between the two cities, I'm glad to come back. The mothership is in the Smithsonian now. Funk is the DNA for hip hop. I mean, pretty much all of them are like my kids. I watched the Super Bowl. Damn, I was down with each one of these kids when before Dre was NWA. Him and Ballacat used to use our name, Uncle Jam's Army. That was our name for one of our albums. Snoop, Cube, all of them. I mean, Eminem. I produce his producers. His producer and his producers produced my son. So I watched him grow right up, and he's been like that since I can remember. I mean, dope with the lyrics, So it's hip hop. I feel like it's part of the P-Funk, generation.
Yeah, definitely. And then
that's why we stayed so close and down when we put out an album called "Sample Some of This and Some of That."
right, I remember that.
Yeah, we had, make sure we was easy for them to get to the samples.
Right. What about Redman? He dropped an album one time.
Oh man, Funkadelic Devil.
Yeah.
That's my boy. I mean, Redman. He had a group called what was they called? I did a group for him. He brought him out to Detroit. What's the name of that group? He had another group that he worked with.
I can't recall.
Some underground.
Yeah. Redman's all over though, definitely.
Oh, Redman, Method Man, Wu-Tang. That whole crew, they reminded me of so much of Parliament-Funkadelic. Everybody had their own deals and their own label. ODB, he actually recorded on Parliament album Flashlight on the second version I did with Flash, him, Busta Rhyme, and Q-Tip.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's how does that that has to feel amazing. Well, I'll take that back. It doesn't have to feel amazing because some people feel differently when their music is sampled. But I think you pretty much always embraced it. Is that?
Oh yeah, that's how you stay around. I mean, I was glad that they saw something in it because when kids grow up, they don't want to hear their parents or their big brother's music or big sister's music. That's corny, but we were lucky enough that the generations transferred. Right now, my grandkids is in the band.
Yeah, nice.
My son is in the band. So we got 3 generations in Parliament-Funkadelic right now. Not only me, but the drummer's son is in there.
Right.
Gary Scheider, who we call Diaper Man, his son is in there. So we've enjoyed all those years, and the mothership is in the Smithsonian. And like hip hop is the ruler of the world now.
Yeah, definitely. Do you feel like that's kept you feeling younger?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my key to being up on top of what's happening, as soon as music get on my nerve, I know that's the next music. So I run and jump on it. Right. As opposed to running away from it.
Yeah.
That's what give you the warning. When they get on your nerve, that means they doing something.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna tell that to some of my friends. They don't get it.
Oh no. That if you want to go out here quick and get old quick, mess with them kids on TikTok. I mean, no, I don't try to dance, but I can make the music to make you dance.
Right, definitely. So how did you make the transition from the Parliament, essentially doo-wop and kind of in the spirit of Motown, to something so radically different, like Parliament-Funkadelic?
After we got out, we wanted to be Motown. We wanted to be there so bad. I worked for them. I wrote for them. I had songs. Jackson did a song. Supremes did songs. And that's what we wanted to be. But by the time we got our first hit record, I Want to Testify, Motown was peaking.
Yeah.
The rock and roll was coming back to the States by way of England. The psychedelic era was there. And they was everything but, doo-wop and, the guitars, loud guitar, Jimi Hendrix. So I got the kids, Eddie Hayes and them, I got them the instruments when they were still teens, and they learned the guitars and stuff, and they were playing back in Parliament, and we just went psychedelic. That's why I say I started relying on kids to tell me what the new thing was. And I saw it getting ready to be psychedelic. And then when Bootsy came, he came out of James Brown. Yeah. And he brought horns with him. He brought Fred Wesley Maceo. So now we got Funkadelic, Parliament with a new sound, which is what we call it P-Funk.
Yeah.
Because now you got the horns of James Brown, the psychedelic guitars of Jimi Hendrix, Parliament singing doo-wop like Temptations. You got all of those things mixed together. You ain't got nothing but a whole bunch of funk. So I was able to do anything I wanted to do because they had 3 different groups. Bootsy's, Rubber Band, Parliament, and Funkadelic. Then I get the girls.
Yeah.
Paulette and the Brides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Bernie Worrell, who was a classical keyboard player from 8 or 9 years old. So he grew up in the band, went to college and came back and got back with us.
That's nice. Now, it beyond the music, which was an experience in all of itself, but it was a creative movement too, like an artistic movement. It was beyond the music, right? Was it a lifestyle? Would you consider?
It was you can see that. It was a cultural backdrop. You had all of those years of Funkadelic and Parliament and Bootsy, like I said, all those people. We knew the image was, not only the suits, but the costumes, the spaceship, you know, all the props on stage, that was part of the art. The covers of the albums.
Right.
I mean, that you can look at these covers forever,
Yeah.
and read that stuff. That was part of the cosmology, you know, of Sir Nose, Dr. Funkenstein,
Yeah.
the Motor Booty Affair, Queen Freakaline, you know, all of that was a lifestyle, you know, and it still exists today, you know, which I'm glad to be a part of the hip hop world because that kept us alive.
Yeah, definitely. Y'all lived a rock star. I mean, correct me if and I don't want to put a word to it, but it seemed like wild. It seemed wild, and you didn't have social media, and you didn't have
Oh
even,
no.
you know what I'm saying? It just seemed like a wild ride. And I guess you would call it a rock star life, but
I mean, it was we came through the psychedelic era from Motown, which was straight, clean cut. Then psychedelic era, you know, everybody went wild. Woodstock, you know, the acid, the drugs. I mean, that was it. That was the imagery of that. But it changes, different variations of that, and you're lucky if you get out of it. You know, I do say that, but I don't regret anything I ever done. But you know, I wouldn't. But had I known, probably wouldn't have done it. You know, but I'm glad I'm cool now, and you know, everybody's happy and everything. But that was part of the backdrop. I mean, as you evolve, you know, and learn, you find different ways of doing things. They come up with new ways. I call it trendy chemical substance. They're gonna always find some kind of way to get high.
Yeah.
You know, before us it was the alcohol and the heroin and whatever that was, and it just changed forms all through the years. But I'm glad we came through the psychedelic era, which was kind of enlightening too.
Yeah.
At the same time, you was wilding out. You had a chance to learn stuff, and I feel good I made it through that. You know, got a family, got my kids, a wife, and happy, and still doing it with a smile on my face.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel good.
Yeah, good. I wanted to ask you a hip hop song, a hip hop question. Do you have a favorite song or sample that has been used? Is there a song that you just love, a particular one?
Man, you know, it's hard to pick one because for different reasons, you know, I could say I like the way Public Enemy used the samples, the way they arranged it. You know, they have 1,000 samples and made an arrangement out of it as opposed to a loop. Right. You know, and on the other side of that is Digital Underground, Humpty and them, they worked the loops to death, you know, and they were like our kids for real. Digital Underground, I knew them before they were a rap group. They was a band. Right. You know, and Pac was dancing, you know, and you know, they did an album called Sons of the P, you know, so they were like close. And Dre and them, they were straight G-Funk. I mean, Knee Deep, One Nation, Flashlight was their whole life. Right. They took that, and I thought we was from Compton. You know, we was, you know, we heard that so much out there. There's a lot of different variations of this. I couldn't pick one. It'd be hard to pick. I mean, now I worked out in Detroit. I watched Eminem from a little kid. I mean, his producers produced my son, and I produced them before. They were Dream Boy. That was the name of the group. Dream Boy. They were the one that produced M's first 4 or 5 albums. 3 albums anyway. You know, so he was like a star in my mind before anybody else ever had a chance to hear him. He was one of those guys you didn't want to play the dozens with. Right.
So wait, did you know Eminem before he got with Dr. Dre?
Yeah. Yes, way before that. I knew him, you know, the Bass Brothers had him around my studio. Right. They was around my studio. I produced their record. Okay. You know, and they in turn produced my son's record. Mark Bass, he produced my son. So when they got him, they brought him to me. One of the first person they brought to was me. And I say, whatever you do, take care of this kid. because he was like that.
Right.
There was another kid around there named Frog, who was just out there.
Right.
I mean, you could do that battle, face-to-face battle, and whatever words you end with, he started with.
Right.
And make it a complete sentence.
Wow.
And fast as hell. Both of them could do that. You did not, and so to watch him up on that stage, you know, him and Dre still like that. Like I said, I felt like that was my kids up there.
Yeah, that's
Snoop and I still work. I just did stuff with him just recently.
Yeah, I've seen that, definitely. Wow, that's amazing. I didn't realize you had that connection with them. I knew the Motown, you know, the Detroit connection, obviously, but
oh no. I was on his job before he ever got big. You know, they probably thought I was crazy because him and Rakim was like it for me. Yeah. I mean, I love a lot of the rappers. I mean, there's a whole bunch of styles out there. You know, you can't get past mystical. You know, in my mind, I love that kind of stuff. DMX, I love that stuff. Yeah. But when it comes to them lyrics and unending story, Rakim, Eminem, that was it.
Wow, that's I love to hear it because we have so much separation in generations, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, you have to watch out in this business. I mean, it's designed to separate you. Yeah. It's designed for you not to be able to pass the information on to the next one, or not to be friends with the people you started out working with. All of that don't have to be. Right. You can do all of this stuff and create and still be tight with people, even if you don't get along with them. I don't hang with. You know, I'm 80 years old. I was like hanging with them, but I enjoy being with the kids I got now, just from 25 on up.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like I said, my grandkids and great grandkids is in the business.
Yeah, you had a tough time in the business as well, from a ownership standpoint. You know, with the business, right?
Yeah.
You do have a new program, a movement called Protect Our Legacy. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, you know, I got a lot of my copyrights back. I got a lot of the albums back. I'm getting all of the music back because that belongs to your heirs.
Right.
You can't sell that. People make you think you can. That belongs to your heirs like land. You know that you can't sell that. So getting that back, you know, and helping other musicians know how to do it. Ben Crump is my frat brother and lawyer, you know, advisor on that. We got new lawyers in New York that's helping us get our copyrights back and help other people get theirs back. Yeah. Show them that you can recapture your history. I mean, like I said, all these albums, that's a lot of albums to get back. And now that I'm getting them back, I want to pass that information on to the next generation, all the artists, that's what's happening. To protect our legacy is what the foundation is. And like I said, myself, my family, and Ben Crump, he's helping us. That's what's up.
Okay. How did technology factor in? You were talking about computers in the 70s and, you know, obviously the 80s, but from a musical standpoint, and you were futuristic, Afrofuturism before it was even called that.
We actually said that. We actually said that. You know, Sun Ra, Jimi Hendrix, Miles Davis, you know, a lot of the jazz, Pharoah Sanders, a lot of that was sci-fi to me. I'm a Star Trek freak, you know, all of that mixed together with the biological DNA stuff of cloning. Hip hop is a version of cloning to me. Okay. You take a sample and you make a whole new thing. So I put that in my head. I put that together way back in the 70s. You know, the computer thing, I saw that when Jimi Hendrix came out. Even though it wasn't a computer, it was electronic. He made noise sound good.
Right.
Ordinarily, you would say feedback is noisy. Yeah. Get that out of my. He made fun of that. Yeah. And he made it to where it sounded like church. It sounded like love songs. Yeah. So I knew then that gadgets and computer, whatever it was, we knew about Mellotron before Mellotron hit the streets. We heard about that was going to take the place of musicians. And I waited for it. I'm a Star Trek freak, so I don't run from technology. When I see it coming, I try to hurry up and get to it.
Right.
You know, this iPhone thing is hard to learn, but you can bet I got my grandkids on it.
Right.
I bet I know what TikTok's about.
Right. Right.
You know, because to me, that's the same thing as reading Billboard or staying up on, you know, information. That's what music business was about in the 60s and 70s. Read about everybody's story. Every week you want to know what was happening in the industry. That's what the internet is all about.
Okay. Now you've gotten, you know, I feel like, do you feel like you have gotten your accolades? I mean, you've got Grammys, you know, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, how do you feel overall?
I feel good. I mean, I feel good because once you get that stuff, ain't nowhere to go.
Yeah.
You know, but when you ain't got it, okay, this I need to do some more. So every time I see somebody doing something really, really great, you know, like Kendrick Lamar, when I work with him, I was glad to be on that and not satisfied that I had done everything, gotten everything I deserved. Yeah. Here's another thing I could be excited about. No, I mean, to me, happiness is not being happy, it's being right behind it, almost catching it, but never quite catch it. Because once you do, ain't nothing to do but go to the beach and lay down and dream about what you did. I still got something to do, so I ain't trying to be all that. Yeah. I know I wouldn't like to not have to go into court all that time and spend $2 or $3 million fighting for it. Right. But it's a part of a story. Yeah. I'm gonna tell that in the movie. Believe me, I paint artwork. I got the contracts that people forward to mine on the paintings.
Yes.
You know, it's my creativity. I just try to make something out of it. Do the best you can and funk it.
Right, I hear you. I was just about to ask you about your art. I knew that you did it, and I see it on your hands. So I guess that's what you've just been doing.
I'm come up here and talk to you from that.
Nice, I love it. I'm an artist myself. You can see, well, you can see behind. Some
I can see, but you know I'm colorblind too. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know. Wow, how does that factor into your painting?
Oh man, it's weird because I have to use values as my medium. I'm a barber too, so I know how to shade, fade, and so. But I have to write the words purple, blue on the cans, and and the kids come along and switch it. But I've learned over the years how to read values. And it's quite interesting because, you know, we had some of the best covers in the world with Overton Lord and Pedro Bell. So you can't help but want to doodle.
Nice. So so you have a lot going on. Is this your retirement tour? Is this your world tour? You mentioned retirement a couple years ago. It didn't happen.
The pandemic didn't let us finish it. So I'm back out here, and this is my way of, like I say, setting the 3GP out. The grandkids, they've been doing the last 3 years. They've been running the show. So it's me setting them out. I want to retire, but then I don't want to retire. I ain't got nothing else to do. I ain't hurting.
Right.
My knees are still, I can stand, I can't jump around and all that. But they'll do all that, and I still get some out of it. Yes, I'll be here a minute.
Yeah, good. We're going to definitely partake in a lot of the festivities. We're working with Vivian Scott Chu. We want to make sure you get all your flowers, especially from, you know, hip hop. You know, we feel indebted to you. I mean, I know you may not feel that way, but you and James Brown have given us so much that we.
I ain't gonna say no.
Right? Yeah, definitely. So we want to continue to give you your flowers, as they say. You know, I don't want to talk your ear off. I could definitely talk to you for as long as possible.
Yeah, I got another one calling me now.
Yeah, definitely. But any final words? Oh, I got to get a shout out for all hip hop before you go too, because, you know.
And shout out to all hip hop, the whole hip hop generation, every generation of hip hop. I don't care what style, what era. I like this new trap music. Man, I love some Cardi B and the whole Atlanta thing. That's another part. I was there for quite a while too.
Yeah.
Atlanta and Minneapolis. Those people don't know. I was down there with Dallas Austin doing all of that Busta Rhymes when they was all down through there. Jamal and them, illegal.
Yeah.
Illegal.
Oh, illegal.
I'm an illegal fan like I was with him, like I am with Eminem. People don't know they don't know about them two boys. Yeah. I watched them two kids. When Pat left, I brought Jamal to Atlanta. I was down there.
Okay.
They're hard to tame. They were the real deal, but Lord have mercy on the stage.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go play some illegal when we get off here.
Please, oh man.
Man, you done seen it all, man. I appreciate you. I'm gonna talk to you again when you come to Jersey.
Do that, man. Yeah. Do that. I really like going through this.
Yes. Thank you so much, man. And continued success, man. You're a national treasure.
Thanks, bro. One nation.
Talk to you.